Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is BMouth, it is DAMMO Does England, it is episode 35 of DAMMO Does England, and it is the big one because we are currently in the suit. It is an FA Cup final. Last episode, you would have seen us beat Everton 2-0 to secure a 7th spot in the league. It was never really up for grabs, really. We were always going to finish 7th this season. Very happy after, obviously, the poor start we had to the season where we're nearly in the relegation zone. But they come good towards the end of it, and we talked a lot about what our plan is for next season. Today's episode is solely focused on if we can beat Arsenal in this FA Cup final. Good to see that you're from England, Efsky. Who do you support in the Premier League? We are currently live on Twitch, of course. Links are in the description below. And for anybody in the Twitch chat that hasn't gone and subscribed to the YouTube channel, as we click random buttons, that is the YouTube link just there. Anyway, we do have a big game here against Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, who we managed for 2 seasons and last season won the Premier League with. They finished second to a rampant Liverpool. In the end, Arsenal came home very strong. This is an Arsenal side that is sensational under Jurgen Klopp. If you look at the schedule, they have been absolutely unreal this season in the Premier League. They were better than what I was last season in the Premier League and didn't win the Premier League title. So that says a lot. But if we are just going to have a look, right, at the FA Cup, this is how they got there. They beat Chelsea 2-1 in a very, very tough tie before they got for a replay against Preston away from home 3-0. They got held at home. Interesting. At the same time, they got held by Norwich away from home before pumping them. Pumped QPR, beat Burnley in a very tough game. They actually had someone sent off in that game. Danilo Pereira, who I think may be missing today. I'm not 100% sure. But it'll be interesting to see how we go here against a side that I really do admire because obviously I helped build it. You know, Pickford was a guy that I said that if I was still there, I would have targeted, and they got him in. He's obviously sensational. Bellerin's still there. He's wanted. I've actually got him in my shortlist just in case he wants to go. They brought Ben Chilwell in. You know, Lucci is someone that they just brought in as well. And Unemi is still there. They brought in Nathaniel. Reece is still there. Obviously, Depay, obviously, who we brought in, is still there and is unreal. Aubameyang kicked over 40 goals for us in one season. Smith Rowe, unfortunately, is going to be injured for this game, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to play against Smith Rowe. And Ramsey's unhappy, and I'm very tempted to bring him in here to Bournemouth next season. But that's something that we will talk about with the stream after this game and when we get into it. But anyway, you know what this means to me. It is an FA Cup final. You will be saying, Damien, every time we see in a cup final, there's a suit, there is a tie, there is a shirt. It is 35 degrees right now in Adelaide, and it's 7:50 at night. This room is boiling. I am not going to go and put a shirt on and a tie for this one here when our main focus is to win the league in this challenge. Anyhow, what's going on there? It's alright. You're alright? My sister's done something to her foot, so she's hobbling around. But let's get into this FA Cup final. You know, we have a thing with cup finals. In the FA Cup, we actually have a very good record, as Nathan Ake apparently is, because Brighton got relegated, the side that we're meant to go to next. Tommy is actually a decent player and could be a nice little backup, you know, as a box-to-box. If he gets released, it's tempting because he's homegrown. But we are going to get into this FA Cup final, which was surprisingly moved, by the way. It was meant to be a Saturday, and it got moved for the League 2 playoff final. And then this is now a Wednesday night game. Interesting. Anyway, just close the middle door, Eleanor. And off we go. It will be Butland in goals. It will be Lowton, Jones, Fry, Melling, Sessegnon, Drinkwater, Heidemann, Sissoko, Ponce, and Wilson. On the bench, you will see Manzo, Tornelli, Garcia, Robert, and Cheney makes the bench. Danny Quinn, obviously, as well, the 16-year-old winger. And Longo will make the bench because of King's obvious injury. Look, it's a side that's been good this season. Is it a side that can beat Arsenal? Maybe, but we haven't been in Arsenal once in the save, being Bournemouth manager. However, you know, we have some history against Arsenal. You know, we played them twice at least, maybe even 3 times in an FA Cup final with Sunderland. Beat them all 3 or 2 times. Anyhow, score predictions in the chat. Enough dilly-dally. Let's get into the cup final. It is Bournemouth. It is Arsenal. It is Wembley on a nice summer's night. It's a nice summer's night here as well as we're filming it. Let's go find out. It's going to be Pickford in goals, Semedo, Rob Holding, and Lumchi with Burner. Party, who we brought in, is still one of my favourite players on the save. Will probably make my all-time 11 is Thomas Partey. It will Nemi, Reece Nelson, Mkhitaryan playing in the hole, which is probably his most preferred formation position. Felix playing on the left, Eduardo up top, which means that Aubameyang is on the bench. We have obviously gone in as full strength as possible. You know what it means, boys. We have beaten Arsenal. We've beaten City this season more than once. Can we beat Arsenal now? It is definitely a possibility. We won the Cabaret Cup final. We could do the most unlikely of doubles in a season where when we won the Cabaret Cup, we're trying to still get out of the relegation fight. Let's get into it. I'm nervous. You're nervous. Score predictions in the chat. Let's go. There'll be a bit of rustiness to say. We feel glad and innovated. Itching to set the record straight. But we are here at Wembley on a nighttime game for an FA Cup final. Must be the first in its history. And there we are. We won the toss for colours too. We are in the red and the black, and Arsenal are in that aqua blue. Can we go and do against Arsenal what I couldn't do at Arsenal, which was win the FA Cup? Anyway, Fry, early doors. An early start for us would be great. Sessegnon inside the Heidemann, back into Fry, and off we go. Fry looking out wide for Sissoko. Flicks it on there. Maybe Callum, it's not. It's cleared. In Reece Nelson, here come Liverpool, Arsenal on the break. And there we are, sorry. Jurgen, Liverpool. Being a Liverpool fan, it's tough to see Jurgen at somewhere else. Anyway, apparently it was a highlight, and now it's a corner. Reece Nelson, though, whips that one in there. Back post, Mkhitaryan. Edouard on the flick on. And his 17th of the year. We find ourselves 1-0 down, 11 minutes in the cup final. However, I'm going to stay positive, because the first time we won the FA Cup final against Arsenal in the Sunderland save, we were 1-0 down. We were 2-1 down in the 90th. We won that game 3-2. So there's still plenty of fight in this game here. Edouard, great flick on. We are 1-0 down in the FA Cup final, not without having a shot as well. Not been the best of starts, but Butland goes long. And can we win the second ball? Instead, we won't. We won't even challenge. And Ponce there, Lumshi, back into holding. And hopefully Ponce can now press up on Pickford and force him long. We do. Edouard's really good in the air. We can't let him take a touch. Melling does well. Heidemann needs to get there. Doesn't. Party's so strong in the middle of the park. This Arsenal team really does match up very well with us. But you know, I believe. Tomato's in here, 1v1, comes inside. Butland, what a save. Fry clears. Butland pulling off another big save here for Bournemouth. Mkhitaryan, though, in front of the box. In the Joe Felix now. Felix cleared by Drinkwater. Into Wilson. Can touch. Can go. It's Callum. He's quick. He doesn't find Sissoko. It was promising, and then it was over. And before we could even tell the boys to maybe get creative, it's another highlight, and it's Party again. We just need to calm it down a little bit, maybe. In the end, though, Fry heads. Sessegnon on the break. He's quick. Can he get a touch? He does. Looks over the top for Wilson. Was a poor ball. Yet again, just not hitting our passes. Pickford now goes long. Can we win that second ball? Melling doesn't, but does enough to allow Fry to get the second ball. And off we go. Back to Butland. Goes second lines. Not the best kick, but we do win it with Fry, who does look to release Ponce. But yet again, we haven't really hit a pass, have we? Here, you know, against City, when we beat City twice, we're hitting those passes. We're not hitting them today. Anyway, Fry gets up again. Wilson flicks on. Ponce is there. Is there numbers with him? He looks inside. It's Callum! He's hit the post. Oh, Callum, got to score. Big opportunity for Callum Wilson. He's had such a good year. And he's hit the post. Our first chance surely should have been a goal. And it is 1-0 still. Arsenal 23 played. It's a long ball. Lowton heads. Wilson won't get up, but Lowton should be able to head to Sissoko, which he does. Sissoko over the top to Wilson. He's onside. He's got pace. He gets to the ball and he cuts it. It falls. Does it fall to Ponce? He lays. Sessegnon hits it. Post out. Are you serious? It looked like I went in. And there we are. We have to get Arsenal's formation there. The last 5 or so minutes, we've come back into it, but we're still 1-0 down. I can't believe Sessegnon's put it wide. Can't believe he's hit the post from there. 33 minutes played in the FA Cup final. We're still 1-0 down, but it's been a better resurgence here from Bournemouth in the second period of this first half. 50% possession. Looks like time's going to skip away here at half-time. At half-time in the cup final with the same amount of shots, we are 1-0 down. Look, show me something else in the second half. I'm going to tell Ponce that I have absolute faith in him. Go out there, do the difference. He looks happy. The boys look motivated. We don't need to panic just yet. There's goals in this side. We've scored goals throughout the whole of this season. So I would say that we're probably going to find ourselves an opportunity or two, not before too long in this half. So I hope. Going to tell the boys yet again, go get creative. I have full faith for these boys to go out there and do the job. And then we'll start making changes if needs be. Not having Joshua King on the bench is huge though, because he would have been a guy I would have loved to brought on. Anyway, Lowton wins that header. Heidemann now finds Wilson. He's quick. He takes a touch. Ponce through the middle. Ponce, you got numbers around him. Sessegnon, cut it. Instead he goes himself. And it is 1-1 in the cup final. Sessegnon across the keeper. Pickford left no chance. And in the cup final, it's 1-1 here. Ever since about the 30th minute mark of this game, we've been on top of Arsenal. Ponce with great hold-up play. Great ball to Sessegnon. I wanted him to cut it. Look at the numbers back post. Instead he goes, don't worry, boss. I'm fine in the bottom bins. My name's Ryan Sessegnon. I'm a wonder kid, and I'm here to win the FA Cup. And it's a highlight from kickoff before we can even get too hyped. There we go. 58 minutes played, and Arsenal are going to come from kickoff and create a chance and make my heart flutter, isn't it? Mkhitaryan, what a ball. Lowton heads away. Drinkwater, you wouldn't do it, Football Manager. You wouldn't let Wilson in 1v1 here. Sissoko, touch. Goes Sissoko. Inside. Lowton, Heidemann now. Top of the box. Drinkwater. Oh, I thought he was going to spank it. Heidemann again on top of the box. Ponce takes a touch. Hits it off the post. Wilson! Offside. Oh, I thought it was going to happen. Football Manager. You can't do that to me. There we go. Ponce hits it. Wilson's clearly off. Oh, my days. For a minute, I thought we just scored 2 goals in 2 seconds in 2 minutes in the cup final. 65 minutes played. It's a free kick. If Reece Nelson hits it from here, there we are, over the bar. I was about to say, that's a fair way out to beat Butland from. And there we are. Not one's really having a great game. Danny Drinkwater is a very influential player, but he's not having the best of it. I am going to get Robert on because Robert is the same quality of player, and he's played in big games into Milan. Get him out there. 70 minutes played here in the cup final, still 1-1. Wilson's not having the best of days. Session is, Sissoko is, Heideman's having not a bad game. Melling's not having the best of games, but it's okay. It's Pickford now who goes long. We'll find out what's going to happen. I've still got 2 subs up my sleeve if we need them. Anyway, Lowton now, back into Jones. Jones, second line to Sissoko. Good touch inside. The ball movement's great. It's Ponce. He's got numbers in front of him. He finds Roberto. Roberto's got numbers if he can cut it. He looks to cut. Session cuts. It's cleared. Heideman takes a touch. He finds Sissoko! 2-1, 83rd minute, cup final. Arsenal are copping it again from a DAMMO special, and that's what we come to live for. It's another cup final. It's another game that Damien's leading against Arsenal late in a cup final. You gotta love it. Session's ball, headed away. Heidemann takes a touch, finds Sissoko. Pickford probably should save it. But who really cares? We are 2-1 up in the cup final, and we are 7 minutes away as we're going to get the highlight here to see if it was onside. I think he's clearly on. Yeah, Miles on. We're only 8 minutes away, 6 minutes away now from doing the very, very unlikely double of the Cabaret FA Cup double. Anyway, terms are making a change. Jones is on a booking. Fry's on a booking. Melling's not having the best of it. Wilson's up front playing poorly. If I was to sacrifice Callum Wilson, you take off a penalty taker to go to 5 at the back. Do I really want to do that? What I might do is I might leave it for now and let the time just tick away for a little bit and then go to it. 89. All right, we have to do it now. Callum, you've been in everything to this club. You've had a shocker. But get Tonelli out there. Ponce can just stay up there as a complete forward. Let's go shut up shop. Let's go win this FA Cup final. And in 2 cup finals, we're about to win 2 games in games that we should not have won. You know, Arsenal and City, 2 teams that have been outstanding this season, especially Arsenal. And City just sacked the Ancelotti, but they always sack managers that don't win the Premier League. Like they sacked Guardiola and they finished 2nd last season or 3rd. So there we are. Anyway, I'm going to confirm that. We're going to go to 5 at the back. And it's a highlight and it's Butland. And I don't like this because we are on defensive. We might be inviting pressure. Tonelli into Sissoko. We still have one up front though. Lowton now. Just keep it. Just knock it. That's it. Heidemann, Sissoko. It's good. Sissoko running with it. They're dropping off here. Find Ponce. Hit it. It doesn't. Anyway, it might be them on the break. Danilo now. His ball into Joe Felix. I think he should have been suspended. He was sent off in the cup final, in the semi-final. Maybe it just carries over. Anyway, Edouard now. It's now or never here for Arsenal. The ball into Burnout. Burnout now with it into Joe Felix. Joe Felix now, top of the box. Not much on. Hits it wide. Good bank of 5 there and a bank of 4. Hard to break down. And it's a highlight straight away. Butland goes second line to Melling. Melling now still looking. Finds Sessegnon. Sessegnon can go inside of Roberts. Then he runs at his man. Finds Ponce. First touch. Ponce to win the cup final. Oh, I thought he scored. Soon as it beat Pickford, I thought it was in. There we are, 93rd. Time's ticked away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the most silly substitution ever. Manza's going to come on just to waste as much time as possible. He's on now, and here we go. 95th minute of 94. It's now or never for Arsenal. Samato, his ball's blocked. The final whistle goes at Wembley. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have done the double. It is Bournemouth who beat Arsenal in the FA Cup here in this season. Unbelievable. Get Champione on. You know what's coming up, lads. Get to the pitch. We do the double. Unbelievable. Who would have thought we would have done the double with Bournemouth of all teams? You know, we came so close to it as well. We won the Cabaret Cup final with Arsenal. We then got beat in the semi-final by City in the Champions League. We did do a double in the Cabaret Cup and the FA and the Premier League. Didn't win the FA Cup. Once again, got knocked out, I think, another semi-final by West Ham last season. So we had a little bit of revenge here in the FA Cup. We've finally freaking done it. This Bournemouth side can go on and be a real force now, can't it? As we go there with the cup final in our hands on a Wednesday night here at Wembley. It's got to love a Wednesday night. Usually the tires are around the head. But we got bigger things to look forward to on this save, obviously. We're here to win the Premier League with every freaking current Premier League club. It is going to be a very long-term save. And I tell you what, lads. I tell you what. Maybe Bournemouth isn't as far away as we thought. We're thinking, look at the fans go. They love it. Look at Wembley. I've got to love a look at Wembley. It is sensational. Oh, my days. We won another cup final. It's going to be such a great game, such a great day, when we do win the Champions League with a club and when we win the Premier League with Bournemouth and so on, because maybe it might take 4 seasons. Maybe next season we could maybe sneakily take a challenge at the title. I am so proud, boys. So proud. No one gave us a hope here against Arsenal. We finished second and nearly clawed back Liverpool. We got 92 points. No one gave us a chance against City at the start of the year when we beat them. But we're champion. Champion. Gotta love it, lads. We were the team here. Look, not all. There were some good teams around us. So yeah, look. We were the better side after 30 minutes. I would have spent no less than you. He's one of the nicest guys in football. I think the Scops Co are being a real force. Performance and players fantastic. You've got absolutely delighted. It's very nice moments, important to get to, but Inas will be added a bonus for me. Former employees, I'm pleased. Whatever people want to talk about regardless of particular things, it doesn't bother me. I'm happy to win and that's it. I'm going to say that because I have a lot of respect for that Arsenal side that I built. For football's a doubt, it was a joy to watch. Couldn't believe when I was sitting. Yeah, we hit the wood 3 times. It really could have been a different day. Not for me to discuss. The referee made a correct call. He was offside. And there we go. What a proud day for the fans. Does this mean we're finally going to get a budget for next season now? That's the last thing that I'm holding off for. I haven't been given it yet. I'm hoping we're given it now. There we are. Budget for next season? We haven't been given it. See, Ferreira set the sign. See, nothing has been set out of the budget at all. I really want to see if the budget comes in. If not, then, well, lads, we are going to go and just say it is done and dusted now, boys. Is it all over? We got our budget? We haven't. End of season rewards. Callum. Goal of the season was against for Arancini. Scott Dynamics as well. Unreal. Let the players that we're going to achieve for next season do that in a second. Pre-season can last. Haven't been given our budget yet. I'm going to tell the lads that we're not going to win the title. I'm going to tell them we're aiming to qualify for Europa League. I think it's unrealistic. Top half instead? Alright. Interesting. Finish in the Europa League. I think it's unrealistic. We'll change their minds. Don't worry. In terms of everything else, some end of season rewards. Callum won about the thing. He got signing of the season. Manzo was a young player. Arancini scored an absolute belter as Champion is finishing off. And there we are. We'll show you this goal because it was absolutely unbelievable. Let the party continue before we continue on and end the episode. It was a great goal here from Arancini, the youngster. It was his first goal for the club as well. As you can see, he just falls through and just takes one touch and bends it in. It's a great strike against Huddersfield in game we draw 1-1. Anyway, from Damien, from DAMMO Does England. It's not the Premier League title, but to tell you what, we've done a double this season. Our reputation is going to go through the roof as a club. We might even be a 4-star club, which means we could attract some really big players next season, the season beyond, which really does mean that maybe next season or even not, the season after, 2 years' time, I reckon that we can win the Premier League here with Bournemouth. That's a big statement to say that in 3 seasons I can get Bournemouth to win a Premier League, but I reckon it's possible. From a man in the suit, from a man that's been in Arsenal again. If you've liked the episode, give it a like. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. As always, links in the description below. We're currently live on Twitch. We are FA Cup champions. We are Cabaret Cup champions. We have done the double with Bournemouth, and I'll see you guys next time for what will be a transfer special in Season 4, Season 2 with Bournemouth in DAMMO Does England. I'll catch you next time. Champions! Episode 35 isn't over. I'll sim for another day. There we are. The board sets an initial budget of 59 million for next season. Oh, we're going to be spending that. But even bigger, we are getting a new stadium, the Bournemouth Stadium. It is going to be seated at 22,000. It's meant to be finished in 2023. I reckon I'll be long gone out of here, but it's nice to see that it's getting built anyway in terms of the save. I'll see you guys next time for episode 36, that transfer special. Catch you later.